Welcome to your favorite hour of the week. It's PGORadio, your home for everything Pokemon Go. News, tips and tricks, community, and much, much more. So sit back, take a breath, because it's time to go, go, go.
Hello and welcome to the show. PGO Radio, episode 5, recorded on August 6th, 2016. I'm Eric Fullerton.
And I'm Brent Copeland.
And welcome back to another exciting edition of PGO Radio. Okay, so you've heard the name of this podcast about 5 times now. I'm pretty sure you meant to click this link or to download this MP3 or to watch the stream. However you're checking this out, this is the Where Did All the Pokemon Go episode, where we have a little discussion about where the Pokéstops are going.
Yes.
Why are they leaving? What can we do about it? All that kind of stuff.
And we'll be talking about that, as well as some of your comments about last week's episode and about Pokemon Go in general, and a bunch of cool ideas for the game itself, and tons of news.
Cool. So,
but before we get to the news, Mr. Fullerton,
yes,
how about you tell me about your weekly adventures?
My weekly adventures. Well, I didn't get to level up to your stature.
I'm not that high.
You're level like 96 or something like that.
98.
98. I was 2 off. But I am level 17. I just hit 17 right before the show.
Nice.
Me and Brent went to the Space and Rocket Center, kind of drove around the edges of it, and there's a lot of stops there, and there's 2 gyms, or maybe more than 2. No, what, 1 gym?
And Team Rocket ship. Rocket City.
There's Team Rocket ships.
Something.
There was some people standing around, like obvious, people standing around playing. Actually, you took a gym over.
We got 1 gym, yeah.
It was,
we left 1, we got 1.
It was Valor, right, at first?
It switched twice on our way there, because we ate Subway.
It was Instinct first.
At a
Pokestop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to eat at a Pokestop. Got a lot of spins there. We did some good farming. But yeah, it was Instinct, and then you drove over there, and then it was suddenly Valor.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it changed. And but the ones, I'm sorry, I'm going backwards because you got to go backwards to go forwards. But talking about like going to eat at Subway, like we were like, I said, where do you want to eat? And you started like about to say something. I'm like, please say somewhere that has a Pokestop. And I'm thinking, like, are there like friendships being won and lost at this moment, depending on if you play the game? Like you're thinking about your lunch plans for the day, right, at work, and you're like, oh, Timmy doesn't play Pokemon Go, so he's not going to want to go to a place that has a Pokestop. But all my other friends who play, hey, y'all want to go? Let's hit X place because they got a Pokestop.
Yeah. Well, there's there's sacrifices having to be made too, because we have a place called 88 Buffet in Huntsville, and it's it's a Chinese buffet, greasy Chinese Americanized food. I mean, it's not the best, but it gets you full, and they have all the classics there, right? But it's not the best per se. Like I know what my favorite Chinese fast food type place is the Panda something.
Panda Express.
Yeah.
Because they're fast.
And it's like really good. Like the quality of the food's better, way less grease. I would prefer doing that. But I will sacrifice in order to be able to farm and to make spins. So knowing that, your friends are on board with that. Your friends would sacrifice quality of food.
A heartbeat. We went to Subway.
Right? Yeah.
Right, there's better sub places. No offense if Subway wants to sponsor the show. We'll go back and edit that out.
We'll remove that sucker. But anyway, so that's the sacrifice. Same has to be made for all genres of food. There's 2 or 3 Mexican restaurants in town that have Pokestops, because there's like these weird like Mexican statues or something like that out front. But there's better places to be eaten, So anyway, I totally get it, but I love eating at Pokestop restaurants. It's part of the fun. It's part of the adventure,
It's
and like the the stomach aches and everything. It's all part of the adventure.
It's just, you got to Panda Express it out sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were talking about our adventures at the Space and Rocket Center.
Yeah. So we skimmed the edges there and, grabbed some balls And
then we played some Pokemon Go.
and then you put in a Flareon or something, right?
It was my. When you win a gym, the one you just won it with is not available immediately. You got to go heal it and stuff. And
right.
So that was my next one, was the Flareon.
1,200 or so.
I think like 2,000, man.
Oh yeah, totally. Because you're like level 98, right?
No. Yeah, no. It was kind of low.
But also this week, I decided to once again save up my evolutions. Last week we're driving around, and you said, "Well, why don't you just start saving them?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't feel like doing that again."
Then I'm like, "But I just got 5 levels."
Yeah, and then later I'm like, yeah, I should do that again. That's stupid. So I've saved up 12 evolutions, and the way that I'm keeping track right now is that I rename a Pokemon to 1, like the number 1. That way, it's the first in the list when you sort by alphabetical order.
Nice.
Say I have 2 evolutions for an Eevee, but I only have 1 Eevee in my inventory. I'll rename that Eevee to 2, the number 2. So then later on the week, if I pick up another Eevee, I will rename both Eevees 1, right?
Seems like a lot of work.
So it's real easy. It's like all you do is you look at the top of your list, count the numbers, and that's how many evolutions you have. And each creature is labeled the number, so you already know what creature to evolve and how many evolutions. So it's like, it's dumb easy. So there's no memorization. There's only like rudimentary math involved.
Right.
So I don't know. That's the way I'm doing things, because there's no labeling system, and there's no easier way to do it, frankly. I mean,
so it's definitely a system. It's definitely a system. Do you like count your calories and then like measure how much food you put in, and then measure your poop to see how much came out, and then like do a math equation to see like
only every day?
Okay, I just wondering. Like, it makes sense now. Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
so now I've counted my numbers at the top of my list, and it equals 12. So I have 12 evolutions. I don't know how long I'm going to wait until I'm done.
Pidgey-calc, baby.
Oh yeah, I should Pidgey-calc it and see how many levels I'll drop, like with the lucky egg.
Well, and I forgot to mention last week, it was totally in the show notes. We might have even linked to it, but we'll link to it again. But the Pidgey-calc, and I'm bringing this up before we get to it, but that's okay. The Pidgey-calc added like a batch function, and they keep changing. Like every time I go there, it's like, whoa, new features. Yeah. So definitely check it out. But a batch function where you can add in all your evolutions from all the different creatures. So you just say, this is how many I have, this is how many candy I have for that creature, and it will sit there and say, it'll take you 10 minutes roughly to do these evolutions and 1 minute to do these evolutions. You should transfer this many of this one and blah, 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 blah. But we suggest you wait till you get 5 more before you use your lucky egg.
Oh yeah,
and it's like, oh, okay. Well,
so
I'll wait.
So I think I'll do that for sure. If anything, for the show, so I can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Because I haven't even used the calculator, and we did talk about this last week, and I think the week before. And that's sounds like a very handy tool. I just need to use it to see its value. Also, the last thing is we did post that video last week of me and Brent driving around. Almost ran into a train. It was really cool. Anyway, it's called Pokemon Trainers versus a Train, and it's on the YouTube channel Always Eric Fullerton.
I even put that in our resources, links.
And the links. Ah, cool. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, so that's fun, and we expect to totally do more. That was just a warmer upper.
Yeah, yeah. If you're watching from Huntsville, we'll probably be down at the park tonight if it's not pouring down rain, and asking some questions for the new video.
Yeah.
You can hear the
I hear thunder outside.
Right now.
So it was a really beautiful day with nice sun and everything. Now, even if it rains, we're gonna do a video. I mean, I have my camera.
See how many people are out doing.
Why not?
Right?
Like, it'd be kind of cool to have a Pokemon Go in the rain video.
Got waterproof stuff.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Anyway, so yeah. What's
awesome.
up with your adventures?
It's so much stuff that I put like some stuff down here, but I don't know if I can get to it all. So I'll try not to ramble too much. But our family went on a Pokemon Go staycation last week. We stayed at a local hotel down at Bridge Street that has a bunch of Pokéstops. It was a free night because of I use hotels.com. Use them, put in my coupon. No.
Do they sponsor us?
They don't yet, but they should. But anyway, had a free night, and our kids are going back to school, so we're like, this will be a lot of fun. Let's go down there. So we went down there, and we could hit Pokéstops and gyms from the room and from the pool, and then we could walk around. And so that was a lot of fun. Then at the same time, I've started a new account for PGO Radio, and this was we were testing some things, and I wanted to test. I wanted to test like the Pikachu thing. I just want to see some of these things for myself, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it absolutely worked. Like you just keep running away when it tells you to pick the different things, and then Pikachu appears, and you battle him instead, and you get him. So I was like, well, how about this for a cool experiment? What if I only get Pokemon. I'm going to call them Pokemons.
See, we were talking about this before the show. We were watching season 4, episode something.
No, it's season 1.
Oh, season 1. That's right.
Episode like 27. There's so many episodes in there.
Anyway, we're just watching. We just had some Pokemon.
You're all saying it wrong. We found out.
Yeah. Anyway, and we're noticing. It's like everybody always says Pokemon, and it comes from the word pocket monster, right?
Yeah.
Pocket monster. So pocket. So Poka. I don't know. There's some sort of way that, like, if you could say the E like you say in pocket.
I think we just change it completely to Pokemon. Pokemon. And what do you Pokemon? Well, the ghost spot.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I don't know. Pokemon sounds like it takes too long to say.
I'm sticking with Pokemon anyway, just because it's easy. And
that was a weird tangent.
And so anyway, I was like, how cool would it be if I only got the Pokemon in the order that he got them in the show? Right?
God, yeah.
Like with that, maybe there's because they say there's so many Easter eggs in the game. Maybe that's like one of them. If so, I wasn't, and we saw like Jinx. So I got Jinx on my main account, but on this one I was like, no, I can't get it because I'm going to do this. So my wife's driving us through downtown, and we're just hitting all the stops to get eggs. But I'm doing my phone, her phone, and now the iPad with this new account on. So I'm trying to hit all these stops on all of them. Some rare Pokemon comes up, and I click on it without even thinking and flick the ball, and I caught him on the new account. Ruined the experiment in like 10 minutes. It only took me 10 minutes to accidentally ruin the experiment.
Wow.
And so I transferred it immediately, but I still think it's broken. I got to go like try to get some Pidgeys and let them go away because that's what happens first in the TV series. I'll make you watch a few episodes later if you don't remember. But anyway, so...
Oh, yeah, in the very beginning, the very first episode, huh?
Yeah.
It was Pidgeys.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so
like,
that would be tough. You would have to say no to a lot of Pokemon. You'd be like, oh, God. Yeah, that would be painful.
So, anyway, going to try that. If you see PGO Radio sitting on a tower, that's one of us just trying to advertise for the show by taking a gym.
Sitting on a tower?
Yeah, because now we can put PGO Radio on a tower. Like now it'll be a radio tower.
Oh, yeah.
No? Something. Anyway, so, a bunch more stuff. So I messed up that experiment, and hey, that's life.
Good going.
I also switched carriers. Did I talk about this last week? I might have. Anyway, it's not that big a deal, but I did switch carriers, and it was a lot to do with Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah. You're on Sprint now?
I am on Sprint now.
Okay.
But anyway,
and
that's another story. If you want to hear about it, just let us know.
And if Sprint wants to sponsor the show, then he won't give his rant next week.
No, it's not a rant. It's I love it. I love it just like I love this.
News and discussion.
Holy moly.
News. Lots of news going on. Holy crap, lots of news.
Tons. And while we're getting through this news, go ahead and tweet out to your friends, share if you're on Facebook or wherever. Share it to folks. Let's get a bunch of folks in here, and we'll be trying to answer questions live, too, from the chat rooms, all the different chat rooms we can see.
That's right. Should we do the Where Did My Pokemon Go first?
The story? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that would actually be an amazing idea.
Amazing.
And the first thing I kind of saw about this, I mean, besides us kind of talking about it last week about how they're going to be basically finding a way to get rid of Pokestops that are intruding on people's lives, like the Holocaust Museum that we talked about. And then looking news this week, looking news, that's a phrase. I saw vanishing Pokestops in Arizona, and so I started looking at that, and then you found another story about our Reddit post about a bunch of Pokestops going away, and so it's happening.
Yeah.
People are asking for them to go away, and they are going away. Like in Arizona, the Pink Church asked for them to go away, and they went away. And are people happy about this?
So, not from what I've seen. It seems that possibly some of the owners of these cemeteries have put in requests that get removed, and are happy to see the results. Kids hanging out late at night in a cemetery probably are kind of like, okay, well, that's cool because it was kind of creepy anyway. So I think that's kind of good for everybody. Although, here's one story about a public library where it got removed. And it says, we've discovered that Pokemon Go has removed the 4 Pokestops here at a library. And I'm reading this post from Reddit right now.
Right.
We have lots of questions from the community about this today and want to reassure you that the library did not request this. We love Pokemon, so much that we have over 150 Pokemon graphic novels and DVD titles in our collection. We also welcome Pokemon Go players to use our phone charging stations and free Wi-Fi. And their picture says, we have a lot of people asking today, where did your Pokemon go?
Go, go, go.
So
they're not happy.
So no, they're not. And this post has over 1,200 comments, and people are saying, okay, library fan here. I think it would be terrible if our public library in our town went away, because my library has like 4 or multiple Pokestops, so I can sit in the library chilling with my group of friends.
Yeah.
In the range of
It's
more
a
than
safe
3.
place.
Yeah, it's a safe place. You're indoors too. You're air conditioned. You could go there on a rainy day, such as today. That'd be great,
Yeah.
right? You're indoors.
And I assume that a lot of libraries have probably lost a lot of business, even though it's technically free. I mean, due to the internet and
Right.
stuff. So it's like you don't have to go to the library to look up stuff. You just got Wikipedia these days, right?
Yeah, Google, right?
So
also music, like CDs. I used to love renting CDs from the library, but nowadays, Spotify.
yeah, so they were probably super happy about it. So this
Yeah.
is one of those cases where something happened to get rid of their Pokestops, whether a concerned citizen, the city or county or whoever might have said, hey, these are all of our city buildings, get them out of here. Or it could have just been a mistake, I guess, as well.
Yeah. Also, I kind of think that maybe it's too easy to remove these things to where that there's some trolling going on.
That's what I was worried about last time. Yeah. That.
So, okay. So I also have a link here to the how to remove a portal from Ingress, and it has to. They have to be 100% sure that the portal has moved or no longer exists. And when I say portal, just replace that with Pokestop or gym. So say, there was actually a comic book store here in town, and it hasn't been there for quite some time. And I've put in many requests to have that portal removed.
Oh, yeah?
Years. Yeah. It's
Because you didn't want the portal there anymore?
it's a really hard to get to place, and it always annoyed the crap out of me because it was always blue, and I couldn't get it anyway.
Oh, man.
So, but
Pokey jerk.
But to be fair, it didn't exist anymore, and
That's
it was
true.
not even there's a picture of the portal of the door, and there's all these comics on it and stuff. I forget now what it's even called, but it's in Madison.
Would you give them the new address and have it moved to where it actually is?
Well, I kept Googling to see if they moved somewhere, and I couldn't find that they moved anywhere. So I think
they
they
were
just
just
went out of
closed.
business.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So now it's some like real estate company or something. I don't know. People are probably like freaking these people out because it's a tiny little place, like a little anyway, little thing in the wall.
So did you have it removed now?
Now, no, I don't care now because I mean it's factionless, right? It doesn't matter. It's just like anybody could go and spin it. It doesn't get my way. But in Ingress, it's highly it was highly detrimental to my strategic
right
ways.
Right.
But anyway,
but that just shows you that.
But you can't
now
do it,
someone
yeah.
can be using because what if these library portals were strategically located in Ingress player, and Ingress player was screw this. Now I can get rid of them easy.
Right.
Like it was hard in Ingress, but now in Pokemon Go, you just go to wherever and say, "Hey, I want these removed."
Well, I thought about that.
Them.
So I can't confirm this for 100% true, but I did see some people in Reddit reporting that Pokemon or Pokéstops that are disappearing are staying in Ingress. So
so they have different. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, they have different databases, but
isn't that wild?
Doesn't that seem silly? Like so now, I think people should go to like the Holocaust Museum and go play Ingress there a lot. Right? Just to push the issue.
Right.
Well, I'm not saying I guess it's not really an issue.
Not to anybody's dismay, but
but
it seems like but yeah, you're right. Like say I go me and my Ingress friends go hang out at this library that the Pokéstop disappeared from. They'd be like, "What? Why are all these people here on their phones? Like, there's no Pokéstop here." Well, there's still an Ingress portal there, and
so maybe they just stick to the Pokemon players.
Yeah, maybe so. So it's not that they wanted just people to go away. I don't know. It just seems like a troll thing to me because this thread and the people who own the library were highly annoyed with this.
Right.
Like they're like, come on, this can't happen. Also, at the beginning of the show, we were talking about eating at restaurants and stuff, and eating at slightly crappier restaurants only because there's a Pokéstop. Well, think about all these restaurants that if the Pokéstop left, shoot, nobody's going to eat your crappy food anymore.
Right. and well, what if the place, a block down, doesn't want you to eat at that crappy place anymore? They, like we were saying last week,
right?
Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
So, but this leads to. Are they going to add a way to submit portals again? Because they kind of turned that off in Ingress, I believe.
Right.
So what if can the library petition to have them back? Do they have that date? Like, do they copy it back over? Do they add it again? Are they going to add a way to add new places? We've got a big strip mall about to shoot up down at the end of our street, and are they going to have a way to submit portals for those locations?
So for Ingress, I know they turned off new submissions in 2005, about mid 2005 or so, and they removed the way to even submit it at all. They're not taking emails or anything like that. They're saying that not only is there like enough portals going around, but there's also no way to quickly
2015.
Yeah.
Okay.
2015. But there's no way to really review them and to approve them quickly enough.
Right.
Because it was taking people, it was taking them like 6 months to a year or more to do. I submitted a portal, and it took about 6 months, 7 months before
they would need just a huge team now. I mean, think about how many more people would be submitting portals too.
Well, they're also talking. Right now with the player base that Pokemon Go has. Oh my God! But they were talking about a way to get the portals is by crowdsourcing. We, the people, are submitting these portals and taking pictures and giving them GPS data. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now they just need to crowdsource the review process by having voting or just an algorithm, a program that they write that can prove that it is, one, not an individual's house or private property, and two, that it is a public or historic landmark, and three, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just run it through a system, and then poof, it comes out. Or crowdsource that sucker.
Well, then it seems like there's going to be like this opens up a whole new can of worms of like, if I was a new business owner, would I be looking for places that had Pokéstops in them to buy?
Right.
And as someone selling a property, if I know it has a Pokéstop in it, am I going to raise the price and be able to use that when I'm selling it to someone? Be like, look, there's a Pokéstop here. It's going to increase your business.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then are we getting into some other kind of laws to be like, some kind of like, because you got to have approvals to put certain things in cities and in the real world to do different things. And so the virtual world and the real world are colliding massively with Pokemon Go. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over the next few years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with other copycats and just other people getting into the AR MMO sector, it's going to be insane.
So I guess there's Pokéstops going away. The one thing I would say, I'm assuming that if you don't want Pokéstops wherever you are, you probably aren't listening to this show. But what I would say to those people is think about like the positives that could be happening with your Pokéstop and not, don't just jump on the negatives that you assume are there because more people are there doing what you don't want them to do.
Right.
If people are vandalizing stuff, because that was in one of the stories, then get the police to look at them for vandalizing, not for being there because of the Pokemon Go. And if you're a Pokemon Go player and you're vandalizing stuff, stop. You're just hurting all of us. You're hurting all the players. I mean, we've heard instances of people throwing eggs out of windows at people, painting their team colors on things like downtown. And the only thing that's going to do is get us all screwed by people looking at us and telling us they don't want us there, taking Pokéstops away and all this stuff. So stop it. Like, just play the game and have fun and move on.
Right.
You don't have to be a douche in life.
Yeah, you just, live with it and lay down some rules. Actually, we saw a new rule at Subway that we ate at today. There was a sign that said, please do not be on your cell phone as you are, ordering food or whatever, in whatever words they said. So basically, they don't want like them to always constantly be like, hey, excuse me, sir, excuse me, can I take your order? Excuse me.
While they're flicking.
Yeah, and because it was right in the zone of a Pokéstop. So... And
what I would say is, make my order in less than 5 minutes.
Well, was the sign there because of the Pokéstop, the mass amount of people doing that, or was that in general? Like, are all restaurants annoyed with just people in general?
I mean, I've been there before.
Yeah.
I don't remember the sign, but it seems pretty fast to have a sign like that. Maybe they just had it up because of just general annoyance of people on cell phones in line.
Because they were like that way before Pokemon Go, right? Just people on
just
their phone,
a-holes.
so, yeah.
Like, just because, I mean, you'll see it all the time. Like when you go into a gas station or something, people are sitting there talking, getting crap off the shelves. They don't put it down. They don't stop. They don't even pull it away from their ears while they're putting it up on the counter, putting their stuff. Not even looking at the register. Like I would just go, that'd be $50. Just so they go, what? Oh, good. You're off your damn phone.
Right.
This is what you owe me.
Yeah.
Like, have some respect, people.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Something.
So I don't know. I don't know that it should be easier to add a portal or to remove it. I just think I don't know. There should be definitely a way to do this to... so that trolling can't be a thing, because even on YouTube that can be a thing. If you can get enough people to flag a video, it will go through and it will be flagged.
Right.
And a video may be taken down for the wrong reasons. I feel like that's what's happening here. Could be totally wrong.
I think it's your Ingress buddies, sick of Pokemon players at their spots, so they're calling them and having them removed.
Yeah, I keep hearing more and more that they're kind of ruining it for Ingress players, because like all the churches that we used to go to are now like shoo. They're out there with a broom like hitting people in the head. So we're like, come on, I did this for years and nothing never came of it.
Right. I was creeping around this place way before all these other people were creeping around it.
But now when I come in, you know exactly why I'm here.
Right.
Well, you think I'm playing Pokemon, but I'm playing Pokemon and Ingress, but you don't need to know that.
Yeah, just Ingress players, just remember that at this point Pokemon Go is funding your game. I mean,
yeah.
Did you see all the stuff Niantic was putting in the game for you to buy later on? Like, now they don't have to do that.
Oh yeah.
as much, right?
Right.
They can just y'all keep playing the fun game y'all had, and
and
we'll add
Pokemon's the moneymaker. Ingress is almost feels like a hobby.
Yeah, all the neutral portals out there these days. Anyway, that's a different show.
Yeah.
But if you love Ingress, go watch Eric's videos. He's got tons.
Yeah, I'm gonna make
All
some more
Ingress.
too.
So anyway, that's the Pokestops Gons.
Pokestops
Gons.
Oh,
They've gone away, some of them. And we'll keep talking about this, I'm sure, as we get more data and information. So if you have some, please let us know. And you can always do that at all of our cool different places. Twitter.com/PGORadio. Leave voice at speakpipe.com/PGORadio. And, of course, email us, PGORadio@gmail.com. There's also a bunch of stories this week with the releases of Pokemon Go in a bunch of areas. What were those? There was a bunch. I had 15 new countries, more in Asia, Oceania, which is like Australia and New Zealand, I believe, Central and South America. So the Olympics can continue. I think Rio was kind of upset.
Right.
But with this, we also had some places such as Iran bans Pokemon Go.
Iran.
So Iran decided that it is not good to be there, that it is security concerns, getting people to go in places they shouldn't go, worried about the data being collected and used in America or other countries.
Right.
So they have banned it. Now, this has not stopped Iranians from playing the game. They just now have to look for the group that basically goes and looks for players as well as, a Pokemon.
So they're like arresting. They could arrest you.
They could arrest him, and I don't know what that means.
I think it's like
in Iran.
shooting you in the face. I don't know. That's
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
What about North Korea? Is it there yet?
I don't think so.
Oh.
And it's probably, it may not be able to. It may be whatchamacallit, where they don't allow it to go in there.
Oh. Banned?
That's the word. Banned. That's what we're talking about. Embargoed.
Oh, escargot?
Escargot.
That's good.
Did you see that escargot?
I did. It went fast. It went go,
fast.
go, go.
It's because of that big S on top of the car. So also, someplace didn't ban it. Singapore. Players were worried that as it arrived at Singapore, that it would also get banned, but it hasn't. It has just been... warnings have been issued there by their police.
Warning. So they are suggesting you not play it?
They're basically saying don't go into private property, don't go where you're not supposed to be.
Right.
Be careful looking at stuff. Don't cause accidents and all that kind of stuff. And they're still looking into it. So it could eventually get banned there as well.
Oh, okay.
But it's crazy that it's going in all these tons of countries, right?
Yeah. And
the some other stuff. This is a lot of this is from their Facebook page, but like we said, it's been released there. They've also, the battery saver mode will be added back to the iOS. Apparently, it was a bug. People were having bugs with it.
Oh.
I did use it because I don't like my leg to be lit up.
Your leg.
So, like, if you're using Pokemon Go and you put your phone in your pocket, your leg's just all, like, bright and lit up from the screen.
Oh, that's right.
Your pocket.
It flips off when you put it upside down.
So, yeah, and the saver mode is when you put it down. And I could also do this, like, at work and stuff, is flip my phone or, put it at an angle or whatever, and it would turn the screen off as well. So
you can keep it on for your egg hatching and stuff, right?
Right. Okay. And it was nice. From what I hear, it really doesn't save that much power because of how iPhone screens work. There's a little intrinsic power that is saved, but overall, not really enough to get super worried about because your screen is technically still powered, even though it's blank.
Oh, yeah. See, I've never done any power saving method of any sort ever for any of the games because I run with a battery pack, and I have for years. It's even if I'm not playing games,
Yeah,
a battery pack is kind of necessary if you're going to have a computer in your pocket at all times and be using it, right?
And that's just the part you plug in. The actual battery pack it's on a stroller behind him. He's got to
With
roll
wheels.
it out. That will last him forever.
What I have is a 15,000 milliamp power brick. It's kind of heavy and big, but it's a 4-port, so 4 people can hook up. I can put it on a table, and we can all hook up at lunch or dinner or wherever. Or
Hooking up at lunch, getting busy.
I've done many times where we're walking and we're all wired together.
Hey, Eric, let me see your battery pack.
But just don't walk too far away from me, or else it's going to yank the cord out. But anyway, I mean, I guess power saving is great, but I would just suggest anybody getting a power brick. I mean,
and they have. So like a lot of companies have like reported like doubling their sales since Pokemon Go.
Oh,
things
yeah?
like that.
Yeah.
I didn't put those stories in here because they seem kind of,
just obvious that would happen.
just seemed like people are buying stuff.
People buy
I
things.
did like
this just
the
in, people
Anchor.
buying things.
Anchor's like I guess one of the bigger. That's probably the company that
Anchor,
sold a lot. But they were giving away some Pokemon balls that were also chargers.
Oh, that's cool.
So I wouldn't mind finding one of those. I mean, right?
Well,
Play
if you're going to
Pokemon
put it in your
Go,
pocket, I don't know. If it's
hang
round,
it on your belt.
Oh, okay. There you
right?
go.
Or hold it in your hand. I don't know. Tape it to your head. Throw it at your mama.
Hang it from your ear like an earring.
Yes. No. You gotta have one of those earring hole things.
Or what are your like a nose ring? Just hang it from that.
What about like an eyeball ring? Just
I
hang
like
it
that.
from that.
Just stab it right in there.
Old Stabby Jones. Now I can't see. I should not have done that. Also, there are a bunch of bugs actually released. I'm assuming they had to get a fix out quick. Because basically they were trying to combat this issue with all the scrapers, which we'll get into, and being able to release the game. They weren't going to be able to release the game because of these scrapers, so they had to get this patch out there quick, and they introduced quite a few bugs, as we're basically finding out. The next bug was they released some legendary Pokemon.
Legendary!
So apparently, I guess they've taken them back from the people who got them. Is that correct? Like their message was a little vague about that, but they basically said the people helped them find it and they put them back up. So I don't know if that meant they just got rid of them, but you got to keep it if you had it, or if there's some people who actually are still running around with Arduino or whatever his name is.
So I guess. So I guess maybe if you're trying to battle with these guys, you could have the runaway animation happen right at that minute, and they just they run away, and you're like, "Oh no, my legendary ran away." That would be a nicer way to do it, right?
Like when you're battling like a gym,
Yeah.
a nicer way to make me cry.
Well, I mean, it's the latter. You just look through your Pokemon. You're like, I swear I caught a legendary, but I
Right.
don't see it anywhere.
Well, and that was another bug, right? People were talking about that they would catch a Pokemon and it would change in their inventory.
Oh, weird.
But
I haven't had that happen yet.
This one, the wording was, a few of our legendary Pokemon have erroneously been granted to some trainers. Thanks to the help of several of our trainers, we were able to locate them and bring them home safely. So I'm thinking maybe they just made them where they didn't spawn. Maybe they let people keep. I'd love to hear from someone who has one, and because I don't know how. That seems like we would hear about like wrecks and riots and things if one was popping up somewhere.
Yeah.
Also, the 3-step bug, they updated that, and it is a bug, and they're working on it to fix it. As well as,
are they just gonna like? Okay, I'm gonna start fresh here. Say they have the 3-step feature back in the game. Is anybody really excited about that anyway? Even if it works, I know that's the only method of trying to track, but like, I just want to see a better implementation, like a circle, like a radar, or just something, anything other than
Right.
just 3 steps and a big, like a list of, I don't know. It just seems like, guys, if you can't get this working, just scrap it, man. Come up with something else. I know you can do it.
right. And I think that's probably what they're doing, is trying to find a better way. And now with so many people like posting different ideas, like you said, the radar, we tweeted out, retweeted? We sent out an image that was going around our local Pokemon Go of a radar idea.
And it was nice.
And people seem to love it. I mean, they tweeted back, and y'all tweeted back and let us know that y'all liked it. So something like that.
Basically, it's a classic mini map. Say you're playing Far Cry, or I don't know, most games, right? They have a little mini map in the corner, and then you can see where the enemies are. And if the enemies aren't present within the mini map itself, they're on the edges of the circle, and there's little arrows pointing, and you know that if you walk that way, it's like everybody is used to that. If you play games, you know what that means.
Yeah.
And just throw that into this game, and freaking perfect. Like, I would love it. Like, we would go out and we'd be searching for them. The 3-step thing, like, it's not so exciting.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, I didn't get to play with the 3-step thing so much because while it was working, the game wasn't really working so well, so I didn't get to use it, and then it broke, and it was like, well, that thing's junky, and then it really went away when they fixed it. But yeah, so something a lot useful and cooler.
Yeah.
And another big bug, and now this one kind of has me a little irked, I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. So they came out and they said that this is what they said. Trainers, a new bug affecting throw accuracy increases the odds of escape and omits the XP bonus. We are working on a fix. Stay tuned. Mm-hmm. Bugs happen. But I think with this bug, they really need to do something. Either, I think maybe however long this bug is in, double XP for that amount of time. Mm-hmm. Or maybe even more. Maybe, because see, here's the thing. Like, I've bought balls before. Now you're telling me all suddenly it's going to take me twice as many? Or I seriously had a Pidgey that broke out 10 times the other day, and I was using blue balls and black and yellow balls.
Oh, yeah.
And a Pidgey.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a super high Pidgey. And I'm like, that just... So something that I think should have only taken a few balls... Mm-hmm. Now has not only taken 10 balls, like multiple raspberries.
Yeah, I agree. I basically, from now on, I can't catch anything unless I give it a raspberry first. It's practically impossible to get a Rattata anymore.
Yeah.
Freaking rats, really? There's like 10 in my house at any given time.
Well, Weedles and...
But yeah, just
like it seems like the smaller ones are the harder ones right now.
Yeah, and it's like, really, I wasted 8 balls on a rat and a raz, and it just ran away at the end, and I'm just wasting balls left and right on trash.
So I hope they do something to basically say, hey, we're sorry about this bug, which actually cost people money. Like, it costs them more money because of that bug. No matter that you can get them free, you sell the balls, and people buy the balls, and people use the balls, and you basically, like, if you just amped up how that did, like, without telling people, like, that would be almost theft in a way, right? Like, it's like rigging lottery slot machines,
right?
Like, there's a reason Vegas like monitors like what you set slot machines at.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing. Anyway, we're yet to see what they do.
It'd be like, sorry, there's been a bug on this slot machine where one of the reels doesn't rotate. We're sorry, but continue to play.
It was supposed to give out 48% of the time, but it really only gave out 20% of the time. This whole past weekend where you spent hundreds of dollars playing.
But it's still accepting money, so go ahead and put it right in there.
Enjoy. Right, so it's like, I'm not like crying. I'm not going to sleep at night like in the fetal position crying about this. It's not that huge of a deal, but I do suggest that they do something to kind of say sorry about all these bugs this past patch. You're making crap tons of money regardless, so think about it, because I know you're listening. Also, what's next here? They had a post on update and on maintaining and running Pokemon Go service, and that was a lot to do with the scrapers. And I don't know if you saw the chart in there, but it was really drastically different once they shut off the scrapers.
Oh, yeah? No, I didn't see that. So explain what a scraper is.
So basically, the sites are... And they have like an API that's doing this. It's like grabbing the data And then you can scrape sites to grab the data, and basically then you're taking that data and using it. So like say Pokevision would be taking this data and then showing you where the Pokemons are spawning, where they are right now. And they got huge, and billions of people are using the website. Well, all that they're making calls to the servers that are running the game as well. So all of a sudden now these servers are getting overtaxed and just too much, whether it's on the coding side or just so many people using it. It seems like maybe there needs to be a little better caching on anyway, getting into the technical side. I think the sites grabbing the data, they need to be better at how they grab the data, maybe.
So it's kind of
possibly
like,
as well as how they're given the data, but
it's kind of like they're getting DDoSed, right? It's like too many requests, too much bandwidth being used for non-gameplay purposes,
right?
You know, and I understand that, because if the game's going to suffer because of a bunch of third parties using the data for, let's just say less than, or shady reasons, like, I mean, this isn't legal, right? I mean, if you read the terms of service, it's not, legal, right? To scrape
well, I don't know, like the site said they use the Niantic has an API apparently, and I couldn't
right.
really find the stuff on the API. I didn't look that hard yet.
Because they want you to use it if they have an API.
Right, right. So it's like, why are you shutting off well, they're using it too much. So there's probably something in the TOS about you can't use it this much.
Yeah,
like,
I remember
how
Twitter,
many calls you get.
When Twitter first put their API out, and this is long ago, it seems like now, they were constantly going down and they're suffering, and then they started putting harsh restrictions on API calls and saying you're only allowed to call it once every however many seconds or whatever.
Right.
So I think they should just put harsh restrictions on this. But this seems like the early days, like, of any service. So I'm sure they'll pan that out. But with Ingress, they never had an API, and people were scraping and doing weird things, and it was illegal, and everything was going down. They're stopping everybody from doing any third-party tools. But it looks like they've kind of loosened up a little bit with Pokemon Go, and they're like, hey, let's just give people what they want. Let's give them an API. Let's let them have access to our internal data. So I think that's great. They just need to regulate it. Yeah,
and they haven't shut off the service completely, because I mean, we have a local service that basically tweets out when rare spawns somewhere in our city. Mm-hmm. And so then you can go, try to find it that way. Right. But it's they're making one call compared to, millions of calls at one time. And the thing is, it's not like these sites were doing it for free either. Like, it sucks that we lose the service, because, we talked about, some of these on the site. Like, Pokevision, man, loved it. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It worked great. But a lot of these sites were, they were making money, I assume. They had ads, at least, unless they're putting ads on the site now. But, I just checked, and some have ads. So they're making money from people coming to visit. So maybe they could add in, basically, a service that was in between, that basically said, you get this many free calls, but then we ramp up how much we charge you for, X amount of calls. And so if you want to do it, you're going to be making money off it, but you've got to pay us something to deal with having to put in more infrastructure and bandwidth,
right? Because you're things to take costing care of it. Them more money,
right? And time,
and you're making money off of their IP. I like the way YouTube does it. They pay you for working for them, right? You make videos that gets eyes for the ads that they serve up, and they will give you money for it and say, thank you, we want more videos. If there was some magical way that Niantic could come up with some way of paying users to create stuff for them to then get money,
we're here.
Then you know what I mean?
We'll create all day long.
Like, without people, YouTube would be nothing, and it pays for itself. So, if Pokemon could somehow do that, that'd be interesting. I don't expect them to do that, but it would be interesting.
Be interesting to see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
Also, let's see. It seems like we've talked about most of this. I think. Is there anything we've missed in the news that you want to talk about?
Are there birds in Sweden?
There are not birds in Sweden.
This just in. There are no birds in Sweden.
There's none.
So I think that's the last of the news.
So we got a lot of mail. I didn't know if we were going to shout out stuff.
Mail. We don't have a bumper yet, but we will next week. Mail. Mail call. What is it called again?
Pokemail call.
Pokemail call.
And we asked last week, what are businesses doing around you to try and lure you in? And we got some comments from Extreme Beyond.
Beyond, that's Maz.
That is Maz. And Maz says that cafes around him have been giving 10% discount to Mystic players, 5% to Valor, and nothing to Instinct.
Wow.
Is that because there's more Mystic players than the rest?
I don't know, I guess, but that's kind of biased. So he lives in
Adelaide,
in
Australia.
Australia, by the way. I don't know if that's
should we have told?
an Australian
His address is 704 on. Please don't give this out, Brent. I don't know what that means. Road. In Adelaide.
But he does a podcast now called Game Boys. Go check
Game
that out.
Boys. What up?
So
Is that BOI?
Game Boy. So yeah, that's funny. I don't know why that is, but whatever.
And then also a pancake kitchen around him has made some special Pokemon related meal deals to cash in on their Pokéstop.
Pokestop.
So that's great.
Oh, a pancake kitchen. Oh, okay.
They sell pancakes.
Like IHOP.
IHOP. Yeah, except for they don't have that there because they're already international and we're not. So we got to have the International House of Pancakes to bring us
Right.
the pancakes that the Pancake Kitchen in Adelaide, Australia makes to us. But then they throw, berries and bananas and other fruit and ice cream and whipped cream on top.
And kangaroos.
And kangaroos.
Kangaroo meat.
Cut up sliced kangaroos bleeding all over your pancakes.
Kangaroo blood is like the best syrup.
I love it with some fava beans. And we also got a message from Brandon. Brandon, who leaves a bunch of posts on YouTube. Love it. So go to our YouTube and leave some posts there. But he says, I do plan on giving myself a budget of $10 a month, and I plan on dumping most of that into incubators. I don't have much time to hunt, so even though I got the game at launch, I'm just recently level 13, while the average level I see in gyms is 20. This means I'm forced into playing by a different style. I can get it in an hour of walking every workday really easy and somewhere on my days off. So to maximize the value of my steps, I need those incubators. You can call me Daycare Man. What up, Daycare Man?
Daycare Man.
That's awesome.
Holla.
It's like definitely find a way to play the game.
Yeah, that's cool. I've gotten some really rare stuff in my eggs so far.
I got a Zubat today.
That's right. Wah, wah. In a 10-kilometer
I don't know if
egg.
it was 10. I meant to check that. It was either a 2 or 10. I had both going.
It was that rare 1,000-kilometer egg that only you got. I think that's a cool idea, actually. I never really thought to buy incubators. Oh yeah, you have a 10 egg.
I'm
about
at
to pop.
9.7. Oh, that's the wrong camera.
9.7.
Hey, you like that? Nice bright screen. Haha.
I just kind of think of it as like a, kind of a secondary. Like I always forget. it's even a thing, really.
To incubate eggs?
No, I incubate.
I was totally looking at my crap and not listening to you, so I'm back like 10 minutes in the show.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
I never think to incubate unless one pops open. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. And then I check it out, and then I go check to see if there's any eggs not incubating, and I fill it up, and then I leave it alone, and I forget about it until I see the screen that says, oh. It always freaks me out because I'm like, what just happened? Like what? Oh yeah.
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Oh, don't you hear that? Boom, boom. Oh yeah.
It's like the kids that say, yeah.
Chicka, chicka.
Okay.
Yeah! Okay!
See, I'm like, okay, I have new egg popping open.
My eggs hatched.
So we have something on Twitter from Jake from username Megaplays.
What up, Mega Plays?
Love the show. Keep up the great work. # Team Valor.
We won't hold that against you.
Holla. Question. This is from Mercuraz on Twitter. You asked this question.
Oh yeah, on the last show.
That's
Yeah.
right. Our last show. What is your opinion
Twitter.
on the takedown of scraper sites? That's right. We talked about
That's
that.
right.
And then Mercuraz, it said, I believe it's a fair call. I never liked third-party utilities anyway. Ruins the experience for all. Yeah, it really depends, too. Like, I mean, you can have a really good tool like Pokevision. It was actually a pretty fine-tuned tool. Like, it worked, and the interface was simple. Like, it was pretty nice. But in terms of ruining games, I could see that it worked a little too well. Like, it wasn't intended
Right.
that
It's not how they wanted it to work.
that you could hunt by just clicking the screen and just going, oh, there they are. Walk over there and get them real quick.
Right.
Um,
With the time, with how long it was. I mean, it was a
Right.
little too easy.
Secondly, it could also hurt the game by making too many queries too fast and
Right.
bringing the servers down and making it too expensive for Niantic and making them angry. So yeah, it's like a guilty pleasure, you know. It's like, ooh, I love it because it's so cool,
Right.
But also it's so bad.
I wonder if they would allow this. What if Pokevision changed how their site worked? Maybe even made an app, but when you hit the button where you were, and maybe that's why it'd have to be an app so it would detect where you were instead of like you being able to tell it where you were.
Yeah.
And then if you were within a certain amount, like kind of what would happen if you were, you know, in the game at that area. That wouldn't work because then it would be there. I was going to say, and then it would show you. But that's what it does. That's the
what
game,
it does anyway.
Game kind of does that.
That's
so.
brilliant. Let's make a game. Let's call it Pokemon Go.
Or maybe they
And
can
let's
just
put it
show
on
like the
mobile
leaves
devices.
shaking, the leaves shaking on the map everywhere the things were, and so you could go over there on your phone now. At least it would give you a hint at where they were, not what they were, but where they were. So it would just say there is a Pokemon here.
Oh, I see.
That still wouldn't cut down on the calls, I guess. Well, I guess yeah, a lot of people wouldn't use it. Great idea. Let's move on.
Love it.
So on iTunes, we got another review, and if you haven't done it yet, I don't know why not. It's super easy. You're probably listening to it on iTunes. But this is from Sanderman, who says, well, it's a show all about Pokemon Go segments and news, videos, resources, tips, tricks, interviews, and listener call-ins. Gotta go. Go. So thanks for that review. Those really help us get people listening to the show, which gets us more content, and that's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. And now we have this Evolution Revolution. So Evolution Revolution is ideas for the game. It is things that we would like to see added or possibly considered.
Yeah.
And it seems that Brent has a great idea, probably the world's best idea ever, and you're going to hear it right now.
I believe this is what they call setting people up for a big letdown. I'm not sure, but let's take those expectations down just a little bit.
And just cut them in half.
Maybe even like 3/4. But and this was really because of the bug with using too many Pokeballs is why I was thinking of this. But I was thinking, like, as you use raspberries and higher level Pokeballs, I would like to see a better idea of what effect that has on my throw. So, like, right now, sometimes the color changes because it brings it down a level when you use a raspberry. But if I use multiple raspberries, does that work? I mean, you let me. If it gets away, I can use another raspberry. Does that do anything? How much does the balls really help? I mean, balls help sometimes, but like, you just don't know. So sometimes it just feels like, why am I even using my Ultra Balls when they're not as when I feel like I'm almost wasting them, but then you just don't know. So I'd like some, and it could be a visual representation. You don't have to give me the true numbers, but something that would really help me out.
Yeah, that would be nice. You know, it's like there's so many hidden numbers and algorithms going on. It's like, you know, it gives you +5 of some percentage less, then he's going to run away, or some
Right.
internal thing that's just like a super secret, and they could be tweaking this algorithm all the time and not telling us. Apparently, they did this time, right?
Right.
And so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess the fact that they came out and said, "Hey, there's a bug with that, and everything is difficult." I think using any like higher level balls is just a placebo effect. It's like, well, if it helps
that's
you
true.
sleep at night, go ahead and use the really expensive balls. But really, it doesn't make a crap bit of difference.
That sucks. But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right about that right now. Yeah. I kind of this week I've decided to quit trying to get like Pidgeys, and which Pidgeys were like my go-to. Like every time I saw a Pidgey and people were like, I might get more Pidgeys, I'm like, that's XP.
Yeah.
Like I love getting them.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
Not this week.
Oh,
If
yeah.
it takes 10 balls to get a Pidgey, I'm like, see you,
Yeah.
Pidgey. Done.
It's rough. Yeah. For me, it's rats. When I see a rat, I'm just like, dude, no. Yep.
So, yeah. So what about you? I was looking at this idea you had on here, and I gotta say, this is probably the absolute most incredible idea I've ever heard. Not just in this game, but like as ideas go in the world itself. I mean, better than like feeding people off of like water in the ocean. Like solving world's problems. I think you did that.
All right,
so I
Brent,
want to hear
Brent,
about this.
Take that expectation and times it by 2, because this is a good one. It's the great one.
I knew it. I can't wait.
Okay, so I'm all about organization. I love it. I like organizing.
Oh, I heard your idea on how you do your name your
That's
stuff.
right, my naming schemes. I like organizing my hard drive.
Right.
That's what I like to do on a Saturday night. I'm that guy.
Yes.
I like order. Anyway, so this is what I propose for organizing our Pokemon, which is just one big list. Could you imagine if all of the files on your hard drive was in the top level directory? You know how ugly and nasty that would be.
That's how I store all my files.
And they only give you like 4 ways to sort them.
I've got one folder called desktop, and I just put everything in that. Is there some other way?
So here's an idea. How about folders?
Folders.
That's how we
like
put
binders or
that's how we
folders?
keep our. That's how we organize our files on our hard drive. That's how you organize layers in Photoshop.
And
that's how you. That's
Get
just
your
how you.
clothes organized each week.
That's right, in a folder.
You get some folders to come in and fold your clothes for you.
Yep, they fold it right up and put it right in the drawer. So I just think having folders, and you don't have to call them folders, but we know that paradigm. So how about just a grouping? How about let me just type in a group name, and it's called Evo, right? And I throw all the Pokemon that can evolve into the Evo folder. And for me, I know what that means. I have another folder called
Filters.
It's
Filters, right?
I guess.
Right now we can sort. They have sort methods.
We have sortings, right? Yeah.
That's good. But with filters, I could say, show me all my water Pokemon. Click,
Oh, okay.
filter.
Yeah.
That's my water folder.
Right. Well, that would mean that there would have to be a tagging system.
Yeah.
Say I want a
Well,
folder.
it's already in there.
Well, not
I mean,
really.
in the data of the, like, in each mob.
Custom tags.
But you want custom.
Yeah.
Custom filters.
Because
folders.
if I could custom tag
I think they're the
things,
same amount of letters. This is getting kind of eerie.
Yeah.
Folders, filters.
because if I could tag things like say
Folgers, coffee.
Say-
You're trying to say something really good, and I'm
Really
screwing it up. But I want to hear it.
so like after trading is a thing, and I have this system where you pay me in I don't know
Candy.
and candy
Dust.
in real life.
Oh, in real life.
You give me actual
like Mars
candy.
bars.
You give me real candy for all of the Pidgeys that I can catch.
Okay.
I don't know why we have this weird arrangement, but we do.
Hey,
it's like I'm the professor, right?
This is
So-
how we played Minecraft, so I get it.
So every Saturday, I come right before we do the show. Actually, we do the show on Friday. So I come over to Brent's house and I transfer all my Pidgeys from the game to you, and then you give me a bunch of like
Mars bars.
and Reese's Pieces and stuff like that.
Okay.
So-
Pieces or cups? Are you
both.
a cups man? Oh, you're both. So you want like cups
take 'em
that I
all.
push Reese's Pieces into.
And Butterfingers. I'll take anything.
I
you
will
get,
butter
really.
my fingers as I put the
And Almond
Reese's
Joy.
Pieces in the Reese's cups, and then I will enjoy it with my almonds.
That's right. And that's how we do it. So But
so confused.
what would be a faster way to do that? Well, if I could just make a folder called Brent, and all the Pidgeys that I get, I just throw them in the Brent folder, and then I throw a Pikachu in there because I knew that you didn't have one, and it makes you cry every night. So I put one in there for you. So I put it in the Brent folder. So on Friday I come over and I'm like, here you go, and I throw all the crap that's in the Brent folder to you. How would I do that? I would either need to throw them in a folder, or I'd have to tag each one with a custom tag called Brent, and then later filter upon that and say, show me all the Brent tags. Here's all the Pokemon. Highlight all, transfer to Brent. Anyway, I know this has been a long-winded idea, but I just want...
But this is the best idea in the world!
Anyway, I hope you all loved it.
I think it's a good idea. I love... Butterfingers.
Isn't that great? And I get all the candy I can eat.
We did get an idea, a new feature from Brand that I want to talk about because he submitted it. So, a feature I'd like to see is the ability to feature a badge of your choice on your character. Currently, people would only see that if you were in a gym, but it'd be just another fun way to customize your character. I would, of course, feature the eggs hatched badge. Remember, because he's hatching those eggs like he's nobody's business. Man. The daycare man is incubating and something postulating. I probably just offended someone somehow, and I'm sorry.
Probably.
Poculating. What do you think about that?
So that's pretty cool. I'm all about a system where you can. Basically a bragging system. Yeah. So if you take
achievements are,
achievements and gamer points, like Xbox gamer tag number or whatever it's called. I forget now what it's even called. But there's always a some sort of way of bragging. Steam has levels,
right?
And also you can show. You can highlight a couple of your achievements on your Steam profile.
Right. Smite had it where you could highlight achievements on your profile.
But it's a bragging system. Achievements are nothing unless you can show them off and show somebody all the hard work that you've done. Right?
And you can see what they care about.
Right, yeah.
Like
see what's important to them.
These three, well, you know he really likes walking around and hatching eggs.
Right.
Proud of it.
And it... Anyway, so I think that's an important... it's not really a narcissistic thing. It's just a way of enjoying the game. I think even in real life, right? You have like Oscars and Tonys and awards, right? And you give
Williams and Johns,
and you bring attention to the actor who got the Oscar, and that's just a bragging system, right? So yes, bring that to this game. I think that would just make people want to work harder and show off stuff.
Ding.
And
I would ding it. I'd give it a thumbs up.
Ding. So yeah, I think this is a great one, and they should really allow people to see other people's profiles, I think, first, because you can't even look at somebody else's profile. I mean,
and then maybe add some new features to customizing your avatar as well.
Customize.
I mean, have you gone back in? They've added it where you can change it now.
I did.
Did you go in and change between the 4 different shorts?
I did.
And there should be a few shirts
but you know why
that are blue. Because you had a red shirt on.
Yeah, I had red on.
Too.
I changed to blue, my color, and I didn't realize that was a thing back when I did that. But.
So now we probably look identical because we both changed to the blue shirt.
Oh yeah,
I have purple hair. Oh no, I have blue hair because I'm really proud of being blue.
I think we were wearing the same hat too. Yeah, I think we're totally identical.
I got the blue backpack. Yeah, I have the green shoes on to show my ingress.
Oh.
And then I have some orange socks on because apparently I don't know how to dress. But besides that, I believe I look probably the same as the stats would probably say a million other people.
Yeah.
Close to that. Something.
What if they let you take a photo of your face, of your whatever, and they map it onto the face, onto the model of the face? And
did you play me, Tomo?
Oh yeah.
I mean, isn't that basically what they did? I mean, they didn't map it on there, but they
let you play with the size of the nose and the ears.
This is you.
But like, if they did like a face map, though, like, would that be creepy? It'd be a photograph mapped onto a 3D face, so it'd be like.
As a parent, the only thing I've got to worry about is I don't want people to know the age of my daughter or my son playing the game. because they are younger. So I don't.
And there's gonna be a lot of kids playing this. So
And I think that's why they don't see them. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, it's just a name on a portal or on a Poke Gym and whatnot. So it's probably not that big of an issue.
well, you did notice they don't have adult models and kid models, right? Like,
That's true. That's true. We're all kids.
because like all
Or
the
teenagers.
ages, yeah,
We're
all the
all-
ages of the avatars, I guess they all look the same age. So
Shouldn't they all be like in their 30s though? I mean, like the same age as Ash. Like, shouldn't they all be?
is Ash is like 30 now or 40?
We need to look that
He
up.
might be 40 now. I don't know. I have to look
That's
it up.
math. We'll do the math later. But that's great idea.
Cool.
Love it. You get an achievement.
Yay.
The first great idea we love that wasn't Eric's incredible idea. So we have a couple resources. It's actually been kind of cut down by one because you already talked about one. But I did want to talk about one. Actually, I had a different one in here. Where'd it go?
You did?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna just do the other one verbally, so don't forget about this one because this should have been in tips and tricks. But anyway, sorry, I'm stroking out here. A resource that I played with this week and I absolutely loved it was Poke Advisor.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've gone here. It's pretty simple. You just go to PokeAdvisor.com. No, that's Poker Advisor. I definitely typed in the wrong thing there. And okay, I'm getting a virus. Hold up. But anyway, you go to Poke Advisor and you log in, and it's going to log you in with Google or your trainer club. And the thing is, you don't want to be just logged into sites with those things where they can take your crap and steal your stuff. So they don't do that. They basically send you to Google. Google gives an authorization code. You take that authorization code back to them. And it's all real easy and real fast, but oh wait, where did I put it in?
So it's a secure,
Right.
proper way of doing things.
Right. So it's nice and secure, but then once you get logged in, it gives you all these stats. It tells you like when you're created, your level, your experience, your dust. It gives you all that information, but it also tells you how many Pokemon you've caught, you've encountered, your capture rate, how many Pokeballs do you think I've thrown?
How many Pokeballs have you thrown throughout your trainer career?
My trainer career.
Let's just throw out a number.
I like that.
Throw out this number. 2,000.
2,303.
Wow,
Nice.
that's incredibly accurate.
It is.
Ask me another one. I'm on a roll.
How many eggs have I hatched?
Oh, that's an easy one. 22.
I am a human. I have hatched 0 eggs.
Oh,
Trick question. No, 34.
30. Oh, dang it! I was off.
And how far have I traveled to hatch those eggs?
Oh, that one's
Simple
super
math.
easy. Let's see. 3
In kilometers.
30.
No, you don't have to give me. You can give me miles.
That'd be 30, but then you had a bunch of 5s and 2s, so minus 20, 10 maybe for that, maybe less 18, 22, 22.
49 miles.
Oh, miles. I was doing
79 kilometers.
I was way on that. Never mind. Okay. Well, hey, I had beginner's luck, so
585 Pokéstops looted. It gives you gym data, like how many times you've won, how many battles, prestige earned, if your cooldown is ready or not. But then it also gives you community data, so you can look up who has the most, who's traveled the
wow.
most. It's got all this data.
So that's your leaderboards and stuff. Like, it's really there.
It's got your leaderboard. So I am number 383,000, which
Wow.
out of 26 million people, I don't feel so bad about that.
So this is
Or
they're using
actually more, 100 million. No.
they're using the API to get this data.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is only people who have logged in, though. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's a lot of people logging in using this site, though.
Right.
That's
Right.
how many. That shows you how many people want.
There's
to see stats.
383,420, and I'm 419. No, I'm just kidding.
So if you can do this with an API, you know they're going to offer the official one. But I after they fix these bugs, I guess, right? They don't want to keep adding features. They want
Right.
to fix stuff. So that's really cool. That's PokeAdvisor.com.
And you can also manage your Pokemon. So you can see them, you can sort them.
Can you create folders?
You can create folders.
Can you order Folgers coffee?
No.
Oh.
You can. What is this? Oh, you can download a CSV of all your creatures. So now you can put it in
into a
Google spreadsheets and mail them out to your coworkers.
That sounds fun.
It's got the Pokédex with all the ones you have and stuff and finding stuff. So, I love it. Anyway, so I want to definitely mention that one. We'll put it in the show notes.
That's cool.
That is Poke Advisor.
Love it.
I'm going to
That's
save
one
this
of
one for
those-
tips and tricks.
That's one of those things that's going to get taken down or that's possibly making the game worse.
Possibly. I mean,
One of those
I guess
guilty
we'll
pleasures.
find out.
Yeah.
This one you've got to log in and do some of that stuff. So maybe it's less calls
Yeah.
because it's doing one call to grab all that data and then you're looking at it on their site from then. So
Yeah.
maybe that saves a lot. But anyway, also in the resources, the links and videos, we've put in the Pokemon Trainer versus a Train video that Eric did.
Yeah.
So really
yeah, go
need to
check that
see
out. If you want to see how Brent drives and almost kills us, check that video out. It's funny.
I just want to say the train almost killed us. That wasn't me. Anyway, so that's our LinkedIn videos. We got some going to the gym now. Let's head to the gym, Eric.
Okay.
Pikachu.
So sad.
Oh, wait. I'm going to be the treadmill already. Okay, ready?
Ready? And people doing weights.
Oh, okay.
Hey, can you get a shoulder here? Can't wait till those bumpers are done. I'll be honest with you. So something I learned this week that I wanted to pass along because I thought it was interesting because I've always been wondering this is how many candies you get when you hatch an egg. Because when you hatch an egg, you get candies, right, for that
Oh, right.
creature.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know how many. I thought maybe it's just a completely random number. But from data, this isn't like data like where someone did a study. This is just kind of from people saying how many they got from blah, blah, blah. People have kind of figured out this. From 2 kilometer eggs, you get about 10 candies. From 5 kilometer eggs, you get about 20 candies. And from 10 kilometer eggs, you get about 30.
Okay, so
So
it's not
going to be
exact
around
numbers.
there. Right.
Okay.
It's not exact. And, it's... And you'll see it. Like, when I go my 0.3 kilometers, I will get roughly 30 candies
Oh, okay.
for whatever comes out.
Good thing to know.
So, also, a trick.
Wait, before you give this trick, I have a question.
Yes.
So, how would you double your items and get an egg? Say, I don't know, every now and then by spinning a Pokestop. Like sometimes I just want a crap ton of stuff. Does that ever happen?
Well, let me tell you, there's a working theory going on right now that seems to be working for people. Mm-hmm. This is not a hack. This is just how it looks like the game works. That if you go to 10 different Pokestops within 30 minutes,
Or do they all have to be different?
they all have to be different.
Oh, okay. Each one has to be different. Okay.
Each one has to be different. So you can't like find 5 and do a circuit real quick
Right.
and get them
In a cycle or something.
in a cycle. Yeah. So when you do those 10 Pokestops, on that 10th one, you'll receive double XP. You will receive at least twice as many items as a usual Pokestop and an egg.
So that's pretty crazy. Under a minute? It has to be under a minute?
No.
Oh, no, it's just
30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's really easy. It seems like.
Right,
I mean,
right.
You don't even have to be downtown or in a park for that. Like, I mean, you could probably just, go to a lightly sprinkled area with. So 10 in less than 30 minutes, and then double XP, an egg, and a crap ton of stuff. That's pretty cool. So
and there's some things that they're still trying to work out completely, but it also looks like there's a 10-minute cooldown period. After doing it.
Oh, I see.
So you do it all in 10 minutes, then you need to wait 10 minutes before you start the cycle again. If you do it in 30 minutes, you need to wait 10 minutes to start the cycle again.
Okay.
Supposedly. They're still working that out to see if that's... Because it's hard to do these...
So what do we call that?
We should do a video.
Is that a method? Can we call that like a Poke Boost or some kind of a nitrous...
Decastop.
Decastop. Yeah, it's 10, right?
Yeah.
It's like...
A Decastomp.
It's an event that can occur only once every 10 minutes. It has a cooldown, right, of 10 minutes, you said?
Yeah.
And there's 10 stops. So there's a lot of 10s involved. I don't know. We'll have to come up with a name. Or if somebody has a name for this, tweet to us. I just feel like it needs a term. Well, that's cool. So we're going to film. We should do like a video and see if this really is right?
Yes.
And even if it's wrong, we'll still put the video up and go, dude, that was dumb.
I don't know what people were trying to say.
Why did we fall for that?
And then you'll say, well, you have to do this. And then we'll go out and try to do that.
Yeah.
And see if they're right.
Then after our 50th video, we'll say, oh, we finally got it right.
Right.
You had to hop on one leg in the rain
and
in your
make
underwear.
a Pokéstop go away by calling this number.
Yeah, only a library. So.
And there's also an update on a trick we gave in the past on evolving your Eevee into a Rainer, Sparky, are using the names to pick whether it's a Flareon, Voltron, or the other ones. You named them.
Yeah, Sparky, Rainer.
It only works the first time you do each one.
Right.
So you can get each one time.
Yeah, I've heard
you
that.
can get more, but for that to work.
Right.
So far as I've seen and everyone I've talked to that's done it and what I've seen online, it has worked 100% of the time for those three.
Okay.
So
after that, you're on your own, buddy.
You're on your own, yeah. And the reason why I mentioned that is because I saw a video last week about someone saying, oh, that doesn't work. See, look.
Oh.
And they're showing it doesn't work, but they had already done it the first 3 times, and they were showing, see, it doesn't work every time.
Right.
The last one is our incubation trick of the week.
Trick of the week.
So this one, and we've got a source to a link where you can get this for your pets. So this is a one for people who have pets or that want to rent a pet. You can get yourself a day pack for your dog. You can probably find one in a different color for your team if you need be.
So what is it like?
It's basically a fanny pack for your dog.
Oh, okay.
And then you just shove your phone in it and let your dog go.
Oh, okay.
In your backyard, in a park, wherever.
fanny means something completely different to those Brits.
Does it?
Maybe you should say a duffel bag.
A small duffel bag that you attach to your dog?
Or something.
I guess you could just find a pouch and put it on your dog's collar or something.
Yeah.
And then shock them with something electric to make them run real fast.
So
no, don't do that part.
So
throw them in the water and make them swim. They will just keep going. They won't stop.
So what do you put in these things? You put
your phone.
Just to have them run.
Yeah, it's an incubation trick of the week.
I see. Okay.
We're not going to have a lot of good tips for this, right? Because it's a really crappy segment.
What if he's jumping around on rocks and falls down?
I can't help that stuff. We're telling people how to do it, not that they should.
Yeah.
Or, if you want to bring up all the negatives, I'm a positive person.
He could completely run away and get hit by a truck.
That is absolutely true.
And there goes your phone.
It depends what kind of phone you have, what case it's in.
But he lives. I don't know how, but your phone doesn't.
Put your phone in a really good case when you do this. And then if your dog gets run over, you can call someone about it and cry.
What if your dog goes skydiving? Come on. If your phone hits the ground,
first,
what if it falls out of his
take your
back?
credit card back from the dog immediately, because no dog should be buying a trip on a plane with a parachute. But if you can,
up there,
then you should have him drive me around to some Pokéstops, because that dog is amazing. Wow. I think we just wasted another hour of people's Poke time.
That's right. So a little something in retrospect of this episode. About after, I don't know, 20 minutes or so.
17 minutes exactly.
17 minutes into this episode, I think I was talking about libraries. The power went out, and this was right after we just were talking about the thunder that we heard and the rain that was happening. The power just
we
went
didn't
out.
die, if that's what you were worried about.
Yeah, it went out for just a second. Yeah, we're still alive. And we had to get the computers back up, and we were streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, simulcasting. And,
Hitbox, Stream Up, Ustream, Azubo, Mob Crush, Camcord, Good Game, Cyber Game,
God,
Beam Pro. Maybe we just took down the internet.
I know. So like we had to get everything back up, and so anyway, we apologize if after 17-minute mark, if things look different on YouTube or sound different on in your ears, then that's the reason. We had to stitch the episode together, and it got weird.
Had nothing to do with Eric playing with my balls to get me back up or get us back up.
Great balls.
Or Pokeballs.
Pokeballs.
Get
Poke. I think it was Pokeballs.
I'm glad you went somewhere with that because I was just ruining everything we did for the past year, 14
and
years.
I think that's it, really. So get out there, catch them all, and let us know what's going on in your life. Give us a speak pipe call, something, anything that would be cool. But more than anything, just don't get like struck by lightning or hit by cars or anything. You guys be safe out there.
Peace.
Uh-oh. It appears we've come to the end of another hour. But don't worry. We'll be back next week with more Pokemon Go goodness. If you want to contribute, please go tweet us at PGO Radio, email us at pgoradio@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/PGO Radio.
This podcast is part of the Large Marge Media Network. Visit us on the web at largemarge.media.